about it. Yeah, you seem good.
I think we're good. As far as you know.
Okay, let's go ahead and call the August 4th, 2025 Tipton Utility Service Board meeting to order. The first item on the agenda is the minutes from the last meeting.
I move they be approved as submitted.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted. Any conversation or discussion about that? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Next, we'll move to claims.
Make a motion to pay claims 26,812 through 26,855 for $335,591.02.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve claims as submitted. Any comments, concerns? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We're up to you,
All
sir.
right. This is the first meeting. We'll go over financials. June financials were distributed. Nothing out of the ordinary. We made our 6-month bond payments of $300 and some thousand. So that's wastewater and stormwater. We're debt-free at the water department, although we keep spending a lot of money on different small projects. So otherwise, I think financials are in good shape and better than they were a year ago. So,
You're not broadcasting, you.
not broadcasting.
It says waiting for city of Tipton.
Parker?
Oops.
Maybe there's a delay.
Wait a few minutes, Bob.
So you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're here. What do you care?
Since it's not broadcasting, they should shut up and listen.
According to this, we're live streaming. Maybe hit end stream.
It says waiting.
it sure does.
We got a new website. It's a private website, Bob.
It's very slow in here.
Yeah,
That might be
I
part of
think
it.
Jenny was in here. And we got her all set up and hit the live stream and it shows that we're live, but not on your phone.
It's waiting.
Okay. Well, we'll carry on.
Yep.
Everything will be documented in the meetings.
Let's proceed.
Anyway, if there's any questions on financials, very good. A few other items to come before the board. On the safety front, we did complete our electrical arc flash training attended by our electric department and a couple of guys in wastewater who interact with live panels on occasion. So good training there. I mentioned a couple meetings ago that Parker Woods was going to chat with our third-party vendor Leap on IT type discussion. Parker, what'd you learn?
Yep. So we did kind of a full contract review, just to understand what we're getting for our monthly invoicing. I had some conversations with the gentleman that runs their professional services group and kind of oversees all of the accounts. We have a couple follow-up actions, but overall, just very high level. We're getting a lot of value for what we're paying for. So very impressed. We have a couple follow-ups that I'll be tying off with you, Jim, and then we'll kind of come back for one final. Just thoughts in general.
Very good. Thank you, Parker.
And I have a quarterly call with the same gentleman, Brandon, that Parker chatted with, and we go over statistics and how many tickets are called in, what the issues are, and then more importantly, he gives us update on here's the upgrades getting ready to happen on the servers, and here's your list of computers and dated, and what's, there's Windows 11 is getting ready to come out, and if you're not set up for it by October 24th, you're gonna be in a little bit of a hurt if your machine is not ready. We're ready, our machines are ready, so. Thank you for doing that.
Yep.
We got a follow-up conversation and we'll go from there, so. Couple items on the waterfront. We did complete our 5-year wellhead protection plan. I sent that 400-page document out to you guys. I'm sure you read every page of it. Anyway, the important thing is just remember we have 5 wells here in the city, 1 at the plant, and the other 4 kind of headed east of town. And then we have 3 wells out at our west plant, and all those were encapsulated in the wellhead protection plan. It's kind of interesting if you look in the details that what the state does require is pretty thorough. They want to know who the industries are, because they want to know who might be polluting the water, especially for groundwater like we get, and just all kinds of good information in there, and has to be updated. I don't think ours changed a whole lot in 5 years, but it's good to know that we're required to do that. I think that, enhance our offering to our customers and our citizens. So that went down. We're continuing to evaluate the West Plant filter. We did some inspections on our own, and we're formulating a game plan to figure out what to do there. But we're definitely going to have, based on the inspections, we opened some portals and closed some filters. There's some definitely some degradation of metal parts and pieces and a couple valves under this is out west at the West Plant. So stay tuned. We're going to have to spend some money there, but we'll be ready for big customer influx. Hopefully that happens out there in the next few years.
How they coming out there?
Who's they?
The plant.
The new customer?
Yeah.
They're cleaning out their storm ponds big time on 560 West. So they had bulldozers and excavators, and they're doing work, probably more work outside than inside right now, but they're plugging along. They're a year out based on what I've been told. So we'll see. A couple IMPA items. I did attend the July board meeting, and I shared with you that article about how all the investor-owned utilities have been raising rates numerous times in the past year, and it showed you where Tipton fell with respect to those rates. So 1,000 kilowatt per month, which is probably higher than an average home, but a good baseline, nice even number. We're at about $125. And everything went up from there for all the other utilities up to, I think it was $219 a month for somebody up in NIPSCO territory up north.
234.
What was it, Pete?
234.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, if you could give that up, Bob can have a little take home homework.
I'll give you the whole thing, Bob.
Here, I got one. Staple.
Here. Oh, you got a staple?
But just reinforces what a great deal we have with IMPA, and the fact that our rates even were lowered, if you don't remember, about 3 or 4% at the start of this year. Now, if World War III happens and fuel costs go through the roof, we'll all absorb that. But the general rates, they went down where everybody else in the state of Indiana is going up.
NIPSCO's always been one of the highest.
NIPSCO's high, and then Vectren, which is now called Centerpoint in southern Indiana, is very high. So, speaking of IMPA, so you guys have been made aware that they're going to invest and build a new combustion turbine at the Anderson site next to the existing combustion turbine. Well, I've been invited and will be attending a design review meeting tomorrow morning at IMPA's office in Carmel. So, be right down the road I used to travel in my previous career. So hopefully I'll learn some things and maybe ask a few questions that some of the others might not have thought to think of. And, but that's moving along. Prices are going through the roof. I mean, every board meeting, they provide an update, and typically it's been, we finally locked in this price. It can't go any higher than it's went. So all good there. And then I shared some information. The county health department reached out to me and said, hey, Goldsmith has some septic tanks that are failing. Goldsmith's a small, unincorporated, it's not even a town, or it's just got a name there. And when we did the Kempton Force Main all those years ago it ran right through Goldsmith, and there was an agreement between the utility and the county that if someday that Goldsmith needed to connect, would our line be big enough to accept those flows? And I could answer in the affirmative on that, and I did. Now, beyond that, getting that, there's about 35 homes south of the railroad and 25 homes north of the railroad. Our line is south of the railroad. However they decide they may or may want to hook up and who they want to hook up, that would be up to the county to plan, to design, to construct, to finance. And I mean, just based on line of acres, that could be a couple $1 million just to get all those people taken care of. But our answer is yes, we can accept the flow. So I think if they put the wheels in motion today, it'd be probably 2 years before anything would be flowing towards us. But we're here to help, and that's where it stands right now. So
Is there one house? Is that what you said that's already?
there's 2 homes already hooked up, and they were both new builds, so they did not have septic systems to begin with. So obviously made financial sense then. And we have an unincorporated rate of $50.22 per month, just for the sewage, and that's what those 2 homes pay. And we'd have to evaluate that moving forward if something happens there or anywhere outside the city limits. Yeah. Couple project updates. The force main, if you haven't driven by the triangle out here right across the street from Don's house, it's starting to look like a project and coming to completion. There's concrete poured and there's electrical equipment sitting up and our generators out there. And before you know it, there'll be a fence around the thing, and we're going to start that thing up here mid to late August. And once it's ready, then we can go out to the west plant and work on the pump station out there and put new pumps in. And those new pumps will then force everything in here into town to the lift station here, and from there to a manhole here by the park entrance, and we'll be ready to decommission the old wastewater plant. So all coming together nicely. We got good startup plan. We're coordinating. And water tower, we're waiting for the electrician to show up out there. It's supposed to be either this week or next, and they got a couple weeks worth of work, and then we'll start thinking about putting water into that tower and utilizing it. Once that happens, we have to do some work inside the water plant to replace a backwash pump. We've already bought the pump. Got Mike Pottinger on the electrical side help us. It's a little bit bigger pump, so we have to do some electrical modifications, but game plan there, and we'll put that into service and be ready to roll. And then on the city projects, West Street's wrapping up. Bob's neighborhood is starting to look like a street again. I'm not sure what's keeping them from putting that final layer of asphalt down, but
I was doing sidewalks this morning on the west side that they busted up.
okay.
I suppose we gotta get all the intersections in the alley curbs all done.
Okay, could be. Utility work's been complete for several weeks, so we've kind of moved our focus over to East Street, and we did a few things to help our biggest customer over there, Park 100, to provide a little bit better flow and more reliable flow. So our work there is done, and then they'll come up through and redo some of the existing line and hook up the customers along East Street. So we're all set there. And then really no other news out west. Dick, you mentioned the factory and what they're doing, which is not a whole lot other than the outside work, and nothing new on the southeast Campbell property. And I have no news on the task force. We left there, and I think the attorneys might be chatting, but I don't know that.
That was the last news we have. So,
And we'll meet here again in 2 weeks. That's my report.
very good. Any other questions, comments, concerns from board members? Councilman Rippey?
Supper time.
Bob?
No, think you took care of everything. Thank you.
Very good.
I don't think it ran fast.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
We will see you all.
See you, Dick. Be careful.
I will.
Dick, are they feeding you good?
Yep.